Welcome to Nasdaq TradeTalks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining us for this segment, we have Matt Smith, Chief Growth Officer of the Allegheny Conference on Community Development, to discuss what the evolution of robotics and autonomy and the expansion of its ecosystem mean to Pittsburgh. Matt, it is great to have you with us. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Great to be with you, Jill.
You know, it's so interesting when you think of Pittsburgh, at least in the past, the first thing that came to mind was industrial. But I would say, at least over the past decade since I've been covering this, it really is about robotics and autonomy. How has this become defining for Pittsburgh, and what does this evolution of the industry and the expansion of its ecosystem mean to the city?
Well, it means a great deal. And just starting with your question, Jill, we really have benefited from the fact that we have not one, but two tier one research institutions here in the Pittsburgh region, in Carnegie Mellon University and the University of Pittsburgh. And they've really driven this pivot from a lot of the sectors that may have driven the economy in the Pittsburgh region 40, 50, 60 years ago to one, as you noted now, which is based on, still manufacturing being very important, but manufacturing with a common thread throughout it, and that is autonomy, robotics, artificial intelligence, that we really believe is going to help shape the way people travel, the way people think, the way people work in the future, and that the Pittsburgh region is very much at the center of that future world.
Discuss how autonomy is redefining Pittsburgh, its economy, and providing opportunities to businesses and talent.
Yeah, well, it's really threaded throughout a bunch of different sectors. So, for example, in the agriculture field, outside of the urban core of the Pittsburgh region, autonomy and robotics are being deployed to help small and medium-sized family farms make the pivot from the way they used to do business to the way the future of the world is going. The travel is another one, as I said, the way people are going to get from point A to point B. Autonomy is really going to be at the center of that. Just today, for example, one of the companies that is headquartered here, Aurora, just announced they met a critical milestone for their ability to make the pivot towards long haul trucking in an autonomous way next year. And so, we really think that at the core of many of these sectors, autonomy and robotics is going to be located, and that's going to mean large scale business investment as well as talent attraction for the Pittsburgh region.
Discuss how and why building on a recognized strength to create a cluster such as how Pittsburgh has in robotics and autonomy and AI can have a widespread impact benefiting more people and more communities.
Yeah, Joe, I'll give you a perfect example. Last year, the Pittsburgh region was one of 21 regions out of a total of 529 to receive large-scale and federal investment through the Build Back Better program. We received $63 million, and that money is going to be used to exactly your question, figure out how we can use this platform of autonomy and robotics so that people can benefit from it, not only in a wide variety of sectors, but so that people outside Allegheny County, which is our densely populated urban core, can use that technology to enhance their own prospects, take advantage of opportunities. So they're going to be, that money is going to be invested in number one, robotics adoption, number two, upskilling, and number three, commercialization. And so it's going to allow us to take this great technology platform that we have and deploy it in a number of different ways that we may not even be able to identify at this point, but this investment is going to help us be able to identify.
Let's switch gears and talk about the space economy. With Pittsburgh-based Astrobotic currently in a race back to the moon with its autonomous lunar equipment, what does that milestone mean for the city?
It's huge. It's the first time, and I believe 50 years, that we're going to send something to the moon. And when you think about it, it's going to not be controlled, in Florida or Texas, but when that peregrine lunar object is launched, it will be controlled from right here in Pittsburgh. And I think it's a great example of Carnegie Mellon University spinning out an idea that starts very small, but then builds into something that we think, again, the common thread here is that it's going to change the world. It's going to help us invent the future here in Pittsburgh, and that's going to be a very critical sector for us moving forward.
And finally, help us understand what being a center for autonomous mobile systems means and why that matters to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, the real key there is it goes beyond just autonomous vehicles. It goes beyond just robotics into the entire ecosystem of autonomous mobile systems. And so what we really want to do is capture that supply chain for the research to occur here, but also the manufacturing that is going to occur when that technology is ultimately commercialized. And we think with our skilled trades, with the talent pipeline that we have here, and as I said earlier, with the money that we're going to be able to invest through the Build Back Better program, we think that those skill sets are going to be very, very much in line with the future, and that manufacturing will be a large component of our economy that we can capture here in the Pittsburgh region for business investment.
All right, Matt, appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.